In Naruto, fucking recently.
Just now starting to watch it.
Yeah, I'm like 20 years late on this, but whatever. I'm not gonna lie. I think as an adult and like kind of being able to talk about it more, it has been a little bit hard to be like, I kind of learned some of the hand signs, and I'm like, God damn it, am I gonna be that cringe? Am I gonna do it? But no, probably because hand-eye coordination's hard.
Yeah, no, it's bad. My left hand does not work.
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck, how do? Okay, hold on, do I get a? So yeah, that's actually brings us to one of the first segments we'll, at least for a little bit, probably have of my notes on Naruto, because
You taking notes?
Not like maybe some,
you
a
got
little
some
bit.
middle notes.
Yeah. I might, as I go through it, I might have to actually take some notes because I'm gonna start forgetting things.
Oh, don't worry. If you're watching it all the way through, there's plenty of flashback.
Oh, great. Awesome. I've come to a couple of those episodes and I'm like, I don't want to skip it in case there's something in it, but I want to skip it. It's going to
be like, you're going to have a 2-minute intro.
And then like
and then
3 minutes
you're gonna
of
have,
fucking...
You're going to have like 15-minute flashback of stuff that happened the last 10 episodes. And you're going to have 5 minutes of actual story progression. And then it's over with.
It's fucking ridiculous. Like, it's already
That's
happening.
How they made 700 episodes.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, like, because that was one thing I thought that I've noticed is like, I'm at 35 now, so they're kind of like in the middle of, or maybe getting towards the end of the Chunin exams.
Beginning exams.
Yeah.
I think.
And they're like, it's this weird thing of Black Clover wasn't, I feel, paced as well. Oddly enough, because like when you watched 40 episodes, it kind of felt like it. But I don't feel that I'm 35 episodes in to Naruto. I feel like I'm like 24. Like I feel like a proper 12 episode arc has happened. And
I
now
remember it starts with like him. It's kind of like you only get like one episode of introduction and then it like already kicks off.
Yeah, I mean they go on the like bridge builder situation like 3-ish, 4-ish episodes in, I think. Maybe later, I can't remember. But I mean overall I'm actually quite enjoying it. The whole believe it thing, I understand why that was a meme. Like, God damn it, Naruto, stop saying it. But
yeah, it eventually goes away.
Yeah, and I think that's something, because I was thinking about this as I was watching it. I was like, what is our big three in relation to like One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach in terms of like, well, I mean, One Piece is still One Piece because it's still going. Yeah, it hasn't stopped.
It passed 1,000 episodes now.
But I was like, is Black Butler kind of Naruto because it keeps getting better? But then I was like, maybe
Clover?
Yeah, but then I was like, maybe it's Bleach because, I mean...
Bleach just came back.
Yeah, so Bleach is going to take its spot back.
They're going to come back with a new season.
Yeah,
there's been a lot of people that were trying to figure out like what would be like current like big three, because there was a lot of talk about My Hero being in there.
Yeah.
Because it's synonymous. They're talking about Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer has only got one. It's in the second season, but like it only got one season. And like, yeah, it's great visually, but like, there's a lot of people that'll tell you the story, and it is like it's not one of a kind. It's not a story that's never been done before.
Yeah, it feels like
it's really good. It's got great production quality. It's a good show, but it's not like it's not the best thing ever made.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that it is really unique in its visual styling and everything. Like, the attacks are, like, the fight scenes are definitely up there in terms of, like, yeah, it's not only crisp and clean, it has this own unique flow to it, and it has, of course, like, all the breathing styles and such. But it almost feels like we're at a point where there's really not a big three. Because there's spot.
Too much. It's exactly, a very saturated. It's a very saturated market, so to speak.
And it feels like
especially during the pandemic, they're just making everything that was a light novel. They're getting an animated adaptation for it. Like, oh, boom, make it 12 episodes. See where it goes.
And it's this thing that like we almost just have seasonal shonen fight anime at this point, but not in the same way. Because, like, Naruto, and of course I didn't watch it airing, so I don't know, but my perception was it was kind of always on. Like, there was always a season running until, like, the time skip, and kind of the same thing with Bleach and One Piece.
That's why there's like 4 whole seasons of filler in Naruto was because it was always on, because when they started dubbing it, they were dubbing it and they were getting caught up to the manga, and they didn't want to just go on hiatus, so they just started making their own stories, which some of the stuff in there is okay, but like it's like if you read the manga, like none of it's in there.
Yeah, and I think that's something that after a certain point, and I don't know when it happened, anime studios kind of were just like, we'll wait for the manga, we're going to stop. So you have like Jujutsu Kaisen comes out, blows things up, and then it's gone for a while.
Yeah.
And it did get me to read the manga, so I'm not going to lie, it kind of worked. But
yeah, I'm probably going to have to end up starting to read it.
Yeah,
just because I don't want to wait.
Yeah, when people are like, the Shibuya arc's really good, it's like...
Yeah.
It is, and I read it alongside Chainsaw Man, and that was a huge mistake, because there are a lot of similarities, but they both hit a very similar vibe at that point. And I read, like, both the Shibuya arc and kind of when Chainsaw Man hits this kind of very similar vibe. It happened at the same time for me, so I perceive it to have happened at the same time for some reason in the storytelling. But, I mean, it feels about right in terms of, like, content before it. And it just, like, both hit, and it's just, I don't want to spoil anything, because I don't want to give the vibe away, but it hits, and it's like, okay. I don't know, I don't need this much of this in my life. So it was kind of like this weird situation with, but then, like, Demon Slayer comes out for a season, then it's gone, then My Hero comes back for a season, then it's gone, then the next thing, and so on.
Attack on Titan, splitting up a season into 3 parts.
Yeah, so it'll kind of be this weird, like, nothing's constantly going anymore.
Yeah.
Which I think it's good. I mean, for the best.
Yeah. Because, that's like the big, if you have a long running show, the one thing that most people complain about is filler.
Yeah.
And, like, by no means am I saying Demon Slayer is bad. I'm not, it's really good. It takes what it has and has the story that it's trying to come across, and it takes it and does it really well. It's not a new story. Like, when you look at everything, like, it's
kind of like My Hero when it came out. Everyone got super hyped for it, and then it went on almost constantly until like 3 seasons in, and people are like, okay, we're kind of like, we hit the point, we're good, we can just stop.
People were getting complacent. They're like, okay, it's okay. And but like, so hopefully, like, I haven't read any Demon Slayer. So I've just been waiting to watch it, because I like it, but it's not one that I need to consume.
Yeah.
And I know
it's good, but
if you go on the internet and say Demon Slayer isn't the best thing ever, you get roasted for it.
Yeah, there's people that like, it's very, like, it's going to be weird that I can even, like, say this term. It's very normie. Like, it's what people get into.
And it ran with it, and it's got a huge following, which I can appreciate, because it's good. I watched it, like, I watched it twice.
It's also like a weird thing of the way, and I've seen some people complain about this, that the Mugen Train arc, which is effectively the movie with a couple of things added, because it's like 8-ish episodes, is kind of its own season, which is weird. And then the Entertainment District arc, which had some space between them, if I remember correctly, is also like 8 to 9 episodes. So it's like, okay, well, it's a little shorter, which feels weird if you're broadcasting this on TV. Maybe they run it longer as like a whole 16 episode season or something. But then they're doing these arcs in like a setting based situation, because the next one's like Swordmaker Village or Swordsmith Village. So it's like, okay, is that going to be 8 episodes? Because it almost feels like, because I've been trying to keep up to date on the dub, because it's one thing that the time I do have to watch things, I typically, unless I'm really into it, don't want to read a sub.